Welcome to the SOAR podcast with Avante Marie. I'm your host, Avante Marie, and we will be talking to all individuals that are achievers in aviation. So today we have a special guest named Kenneth Morris. He is a Houston native and a true force in aviation and aerospace. He's a U.S. Navy combat aircrew veteran and accomplished ATP-rated commercial pilot. Beyond the cockpit, he is an aviation and aerospace executive, TEDx speaker, author, board member, and a passionate leader in STEM and workforce development. He's also FAA Part 107 certified and, most importantly, a father. So, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Glad to be here.
Glad.
Episode 1.
Yes, episode 1. Oh my God.
Good job. Good job. I'm excited to be here. Thank you, though.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Before we get started, I want to let you know that you inspire me a lot. I've been following you for the past few months since I moved back to Houston.
Okay.
And I just want to just thank you for being here.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yes.
I did not know that, but that makes me feel good. That's the whole point. You know, if I can reach at least one,
Yeah.
it's the goal. So I'm grateful to hear that. Thank you.
Right. So we're going to get into an icebreaker game today.
Gotcha.
So it's going to be clear for takeoff or rejected. It's kind of like a pop the balloon vibe, but an aviation way. So since you mentor a lot of student pilots, I'm going to give you a few scenarios where you're either going to agree, which is clear for takeoff, or disagree, which is rejected.
Gotcha.
All right. So the first scenario is 100 hours in, landing still inconsistent, same CFI, no progress, cleared or rejected?
Rejected.
Rejected. Okay.
Absolutely.
You only fly once a week and progress is slow, but that's all you can afford. Cleared or rejected?
Rejected.
All right. All right. This one's near and dear to my heart if you know me personally.
Okay.
You went to a Part 141 school, spent $40,000 on your private, and you still haven't soloed.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, we need to talk. Oh. So, unfortunately, yeah, I'm gonna have to reject that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you say you reject it?
You know, for me, first and foremost, everybody has their own path to get to the end goal. I was fortunate enough, I did put the time in on the front end when I went to the military. So that's how I got my flight training paid for, right? So the government paid for my flight training through a special program after I got out. So I didn't have the financial barrier that a lot of people faced. But what I did have the fortunate capability of doing was seeing how other people went through training.
Yeah.
And I went through a 141.
Okay.
We went to Dallas as well, but I had a blank check, right? So it was like, hey, the government's paying for it. Whatever we need to do, you and your cohorts can, fly. But we had a structured process, right? And when we didn't hit those targets, we didn't necessarily move too much further ahead.
Yeah.
And we flew frequently. The aircraft were often available. Sometimes we had weather delays, but it wasn't too bad, so we were able to maintain. So that consistency helped with my ability to achieve my goals of private, instrument, commercial, multi, and all that. So I wouldn't have been able to do it if I would have to pay out of pocket.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
Right.
My credit was not great enough to get, $50,000, $100,000. Didn't have it saved up, So I was blessed and grateful that the government was there to supplement that for me. But if I had to do it all over again, knowing what I know now, you definitely want to have, multiple people. Having a CFI is great, but you can also lean on other people in case there are gaps.
Right.
Speaking out. So, yeah. But I'm sorry if that happened to anyone.
Yeah.
It's a life lesson, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know a few people. I know someone, they're at a 141 right now. They spent up $100,000 on their private.
Oh, wow.
They still haven't even finished instrument, commercial, and all of that.
Yeah.
And they basically kicked them out after they spent the 100 grand instead of just kicking them out early.
Yeah, and that's predatory to me. That's really unfortunate, and that's why we need
Right.
mentors, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So when you have, especially us, right? So we don't
Mhm.
know much about that. Even
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
if you look online, and you see these young people getting into aviation because they think it's cool. You know, they want to get up there and take pictures, which is fine. But there's really a process. There's really a lot of hard work that goes into getting that private license,
Right, right.
soloing, and so forth. And having the right mentor there to help you will make all the difference.
Facts, facts.
Again, if you got somebody like myself, you know, I got a couple thousand hours, I got my ATP, all this stuff.
Mhm.
If you're going through your private, the stuff that you're just learning, I'm hours in. So
Yeah.
why wouldn't I help you with that?
Right.
Free. You shouldn't have to pay a CFI 30, 40, $50 an hour as your mentor. If you're having
Mhm.
a problem, it's us. Yes, I'm gonna help you.
Right.
So having the right mentor will definitely save money, save time and
Mm.
frustration.
That's important because even me going through my journey, I feel like being in the right environment is so important, especially like when you're a minority.
Yeah.
Because I was in Oregon and I was in a Part 141 school and it was in a small town and I didn't see anybody that looked like me except for two other people.
Oh yeah.
And I was just, when I first got there, I was just so excited, like, oh my gosh, I'm living the dream.
Yeah.
But it was very isolating
Oh yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh my goodness, how am I gonna make it through here?" And then eventually left because I was spending so much money, it was not progressing at all. I even had a CFI tell me, "You're not cut out for this industry."
Wow.
Yeah, even after he told me that, the funny thing is, I had started flying with one of the chief pilots,
Yeah.
and I was doing really good with the chief pilot, and then I got with him again, and I was excited to fly with him to show him what I learned from the chief pilot, and I was like, "I can't wait to show you," and I was just telling him all this, how I was feeling, and he was like, yeah, but you're not really cut out for this."
Yeah.
And I was just like, "What the hell?"
It's
He just
deflated. Yeah, he just took the wind out. He popped my balloon, right?
confidence, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everybody's not meant to be instructors, right? So
Yeah.
that's the thing for me. That's why I didn't go the CFI route because I had a
Okay.
business back in Houston,
Oh.
going out into the community, engaging the young people. What I'm known for in Houston,
Right, right.
I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? I'm going to pursue this after I've gotten all my ratings. I want to go back to Houston,
Mhm.
and then I want to take kids flying. I want to do all that.
Yeah.
So I didn't pursue the CFI route because I feel like unless it's something you're really passionate about and you can build people up,
Yeah.
like you should not be a flight instructor.
I totally agree with that.
You got people's dreams in your hand and
Yeah.
you're telling them they're not cut out. That is insane.
That's insane.
Yeah, he was wrong.
Yeah.
Just so you know, he was wrong.
He's on
Trust me.
my list.
He's on your list. That's funny because that's how I got into aviation. Like somebody told me I wasn't going to be able to complete it. Right?
Wow,
Yeah. So
really?
yeah, I was in the Navy, scored really high on my tests,
Yeah.
but I didn't do good in school. I went to school. I graduated school in South Park. So the environment, you know, I was doing everything that everybody in South Park was doing.
Yeah.
And then when the Navy guy came, I really wanted to go to the Navy. So I switched and like, okay, let me focus on this. And I scored really high on the military tests, but my grades in high school was bad.
Okay.
So when I got downtown, they saw my grades and said, wait a minute, you know what? You should go be a cook. You should go do something basically not technical.
Right.
They said, don't choose this aviation job. You're likely going to fail out.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? You know, so that was my motivation. I never thought about being a pilot. I never thought
Right.
about anything aviation related. But when he told me that, I was like, all right, I'm going to show you. And from there, it's been a blessing. So look at it like that. You know,
Yeah.
you may not see it at this moment, but, you know, even with the money spent, it's a lesson that you could take forward and build from that. So that's where I'm same thing. Somebody told me I wasn't going to be able to do it.
Wow, what do they be saying that?
They were wrong.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's rewind.
Okay.
So, what did your childhood look like to eventually become a pilot? I know you say you didn't even think about that. So, what was happening around this time?
I thought I was going to be a basketball player. You know, I thought I was going, yeah,
Really?
it was the NBA or nothing for me.
Ball was
So,
life.
yeah, that's it. I grew up playing basketball. I was the best basketball player in my neighborhood. Ended up getting a basketball scholarship even after the Navy. So I got a college scholarship to play basketball. So that's all I knew, but that's all I was exposed to as well. That and then, crime and all the other stuff. I'm from Fifth Ward,
Yeah.
so naturally, anybody that's from Houston like yourself,
Yeah, you'll indulge in crime.
Yeah, it's at some point.
At some
At
point.
some point,
Yeah.
you got to do something illegal,
You
right?
gotta do something. This is terrible.
Yeah, so flying an airplane was the last thing on my mind.
Right.
That was not even thinking about that. So, I said getting through school, as I mentioned earlier, I went to 3 different high schools. I went to St. Thomas, it was an all-boy Catholic school, because I did really good in middle school, and they gave me a scholarship there,
Okay.
right? But once I got there, I said, oh, like you said, I'm out of place. I
Right.
didn't feel comfortable there. It was okay, but I just wasn't what I was used to. So I left there in the 9th grade, and then I went to Nimitz in Aldine. That's where I really started playing. But I played basketball in high school, and I was good enough to make the team everywhere I went, but I wasn't great.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I got to the military where I started playing all these people from around the country, and I got even better.
Okay.
So that exposure changed everything for me. So that's how I got into aviation. The first black pilot I ever seen in my life was playing basketball
Wow.
in the Navy. And today he's my friend on Facebook.
Dang. So
Mr.
y'all were like
Anderson.
aligned
Oh,
in a
yeah.
way.
We're still friends to this day. Anderson, he's a captain at UPS right now.
Okay.
Phenomenal guy.
Yeah.
Phenomenal guy. So that's how I got into it.
So did you see a lot of people that look like you outside of him when you trained?
No. And it's interesting because now when I do, well, the answer is no. I did not see a lot then. I can remember the maybe 5 that I've seen. And out of that 5, maybe 3 were welcoming. The other 2 didn't really take to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Must have been competitive or something.
Yeah. That's probably they were in their own lane, but I'm a young guy looking for guidance, and maybe they were just trying to focus on what they had, but they didn't offer to mentor or anything like that, which was fine. They didn't have to.
Right.
But you just learn early that, some people want to help, and then some people are just in their own zones.
Right. So I was looking at your TEDx,
Okay.
and I thought it was really inspiring. And you were talking about your grandmother.
Yeah.
And my grandmother is very near and dear to my heart. She's inspiring to me in so many ways.
Yeah.
So what is one of the things that she told you growing up that really stuck with you?
So I didn't come here to cry.
Okay.
So because she passed away. So I've lost both my grandmothers since, and it was just 2024 was just a rough year for me. Like that was probably the roughest year of my professional life.
Wow.
Professional and personal life, actually. And that's when I lost my grandmother, my first grandmother, and my second grandmother I lost earlier this year.
Wow.
But
Sorry.
they were the foundation. Like my grandmother's raised me. So my mother and father had me really young in high school. So my grandmother pretty much stepped in and raised me and my sisters. So I don't have any brothers. I'm the oldest.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, it was, she cried when she came to the Blue Angels flight. Yeah. So we were flying out of Ellington. I invited family and friends out, and she was born in 1938 in Opelousas, Louisiana.
Yeah, I know where that's at.
So a small little town.
Yeah.
So now she's seeing her grandson get into this $80 million jet flying with the Blue Angels. She's just crying, and like it's her wildest dream, right?
Yeah.
So, it was for me, I think it was that moment when she knew I flew. She knew what I did in the community.
Yeah.
She met the Mayor Turner. She met Sheila Jackson Lee. Those are her people that she look up to. But when they know her grandson by first name, and then she see me doing that, I think it's when she just told me how proud she was of me.
Right.
That was everything. That was everything for me. So that gave me the motivation I needed.
I love that. I love that for you.
Yeah, thanks.
I mean, I feel like grandmothers play a major role in the Black community,
Absolutely.
especially if you got a real good grandma. Like they're ride or die, they pray for you and all of that. So
yeah, my other grandmother too. My other grandmother Helen, man, and that's the one we lost recently. She was just like the sweetest lady. That's my father's mother, like my paternal side. So having her, she was always just so proud of me, and I just still remember like on my 40th birthday, she would still give me $20. Like it's just like so the sweetest thing. We got we're thinking about making 200,000-300,000, but she's gonna give us that 20.
Yeah.
Just keeping us grounded and humble. So yeah, grandmothers are they are everything.
So is your family from Louisiana, or
Originally, yes.
they migrated here?
Yeah, so they're all from Opelousas, Louisiana. I was born here in Houston. The cousin before me wasn't, so
Okay.
I'm kind of like the people that were started here in Houston,
Okay.
in Fifth Ward, but they all still in Fifth Ward on the north side.
My dad's from Fifth Ward actually too. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I might know him.
You may. His name's Steve.
His name's Steve.
I'll
right?
give
Yeah.
you his last name later.
Got you. Yeah. Fifth Ward's a great place, man. It's a lot of great people that come.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. That's a lot of great ones.
Yeah, he never really brought me out there too much.
Good
but
man.
yeah.
Good man.
Definitely a good man.
Shout out Steve.
We got to and we never went back.
Shout out Steve. Smart man.
So you have a family, right?
I do.
How is that being a pilot? Because I was talking to a guy and he said he did not want to ever marry because he's a pilot and he feels like he's just not going to be a good husband, a good dad being a pilot. Always away.
And like I said, everybody has their different journeys. If your idea of if your goal is to go to the commercial airlines, I'm going to go to flight school, I'm going to be a CFI, I'm going to go to a regional, I'm going to the airline.
Right.
If that's already your path, that's likely going to be the case. You're going to be gone a lot, right? On the flip side of that, it's kind of looking at like the glass half full. So for pilots, it's federally mandated that you're not working 40-hour weeks, right?
Right.
Typically, you're going to fly 1,000 hours a year, whatever the case would be. So it's really half the time that regular people work.
Right.
So you can look at it as, I'm going to be gone more, or I'm actually going to be off half the year, so I'm going to use that time to pour back into my family.
Exactly.
It's what do you do with that time when you're off? So work-life balance is a challenge for some people, but for me, myself, I've been blessed to be able to be in this space for a while, and I've been able to be around my family for a while. So even when I leave, I have the opportunity to come back to Houston and re-engage, and then I'll leave again and so forth. Being an entrepreneur in this space and not just tied down to a company. So it just depends on, which route you take.
Right. And I guess where your priorities are too.
Your priorities.
Yeah, because maybe that was just an excuse. He just wanted to be out in those streets.
Yeah, exactly. You got to prioritize, and you can't get that time back. So if those, not missing my son's basketball games were important to me.
Yeah.
So that and, birthdays and so forth. But, it's just whatever you prioritize.
Being intentional.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So when you were in training, did you have any self-doubt? Because when I was watching your TEDx, you mentioned how you were still afraid of heights.
Yeah. I don't like heights right now.
Right now?
Absolutely not. It's funny because we're supposed to have the skydiving thing happening on June the 6th. And they talking about I'm getting up. They don't even know. I'm not even going.
What?
I'm hosting it. I'm not jumping out of that plane.
You're not jumping out of the plane?
Absolutely not.
I always wanted to do that, but only because of Dave Chappelle. I know we're taking a pivot, but he said this on a Breakfast Club interview a long time ago, and it made sense. He said he went skydiving, and on his drive back home, everything felt real. Like, he felt like he just wasn't scared of anything at that point.
I could see that.
Because you already faced death.
Yeah.
In the eye, in a way.
Yeah. I don't really, so I love being in airplanes. I love it. Like, especially when I'm, flying, I love that part. I think it's the not being in control, right? So elevators, looking over tall buildings, just to enjoy it. Like, I don't get anything out of that. But a good takeoff and a good landing and I love that all day. That's not the problem. So again, especially when I'm flying the plane, because I know if anything happens, I know how to land this plane.
Right.
But just like hot air balloons and all, that just doesn't do anything. Yeah, that's ain't for me. So you'd be surprised how many pilots don't like heights. I
can see that.
Yeah, they just won't admit it.
Right.
The bravado.
That macho.
Yeah, they macho. But when I'm out in public and I say it, Then I got other pilots. Yeah, I don't really like heights either.
I love that. Yeah, be honest.
Just be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? What my experience in getting into aviation and in a male-dominated field, I feel like, especially when I was at that school, I was experiencing people that just felt like they were expressing that they wasn't scared of anything. They always had everything together.
Yeah.
And I think that's what made me feel isolated because I am very honest. I will express like, oh, I'm fearful of this or I don't
Yeah.
get this. So like, how does someone operate in a environment like that?
Just know that they're not being truthful.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Just
not.
always think they're full of shit.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah.
Nobody has all the answers. And they may know more than you just because they got more experience. But stalls, for instance, right?
Right.
Stalls is when the plane is going up, the air isn't going over the wing. And, I'm thinking, why am I in this little bitty plane trying to go up in this, it terrified me the first time because I didn't really understand what was going on.
Yeah.
But once I learned it, it's like, oh, wait a minute. So all I got to do is push it forward and I break the stall and the
Right.
plane fly.
Right.
I can do that,
Yeah, that's simple.
Yeah, let's keep it on that level. But when you have a student pilot or somebody who might have 100 hours or something, it's still not new. It's still, new to them.
Right.
So when you have these individuals, and it could be ego, it could just be the testosterone, especially around other men, I'm fearless and I always knew this. That's just not true.
Yeah.
It's just not true. But they won't admit it though.
Right. They won't admit it. Just always think it's just a fake mask they have.
Yeah, everybody has a mask. Then when they go home, they peel the mask off.
That's true. And they're crying. And yeah.
It's a lot of crying in flight training.
Oh my God. I cried in front of that flight instructor.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. Trust me, people cry every day.
Really?
It's like, yes.
Okay, because I thought I was just a crybaby.
No. Trust me. And sometimes you're not crying because you're not adequate. It's
Right.
Like you're frustrated.
You're frustrated.
Yeah, because I know I can do this.
Right.
And that's what got me to where I was. I started looking at how many pilots it was in the country. 600,000 pilots. It can't be 600,000 that can do it and I can't.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so that was how I started building myself up. But yeah, people cry every day. And it's not just private pilots. In airline training, they're crying.
Yeah, they're crying.
Because it's like, what? Why can't I figure this out?
Right.
So yeah, get it out. You're not by yourself, trust me.
Okay, this is making me feel better. This is therapy for me.
Get it out. Trust me.
Therapy. Try not to trauma dump on here. First episode.
It's all good. Trust me, I've been there.
Oh my
Sure.
God.
For sure.
So ever since I got into this industry last year, so this is how I got into it. I used to be a flight attendant. I've practically almost worked in everything in aviation. I'm a flight attendant. I was a ramp agent. I was customer service agent, all of that. So when I was in DC, I met up with other flight attendants and student pilots, and it just inspired me to get on this journey. So how do you feel, how important is it to make relationships in this industry?
It's everything. Aviation is a small industry.
Yeah.
So I started back in 1998.
Yeah.
You probably weren't even born yet. Were you born?
I actually was. I was born in 1900s.
You was born in 1900s?
Yes.
Okay.
Even though, side note, this girl, went to this little stretching place the other day,
Yeah.
and she was like, "Oh, you got your..." I don't believe this, guys. I don't believe this. But she was like, "Oh, you got your prom hairdo?" I said, "Girl, I'm 30 years old."
She thought she was going to the prom. That's hilarious.
Go to the prom. But I was born in 1996.
Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So what I'll tell you is it's hard to really we think we got this path, right?
Yeah.
In your mind, you're going to Oregon. I'm going to do this, do that, and other. And ideally, that's the way we want it to go.
Right.
But God has a weird sense of humor,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So as you networking with other flight attendants, because there are flight attendants that are coming behind you that are becoming student pilots, and you're not comparing yourself to them and so forth, but those relationships are everything.
Yeah.
The chief pilots at these companies, but not just them, but the people when you first walk into the building that work for the company, the customer service people that are not even aviation, um, they're not working on the planes, but they're a part of the company. Yeah, you want to be mindful
Yeah.
and polite and kind to them too. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, and it's not just in aviation, it's really my general rule in life.
Mhm.
Like, be kind, be patient,
Yeah.
be understanding. Like, everybody's going through something. If they're not, okay, but we're all human.
Right.
Like, regardless of how it may appear, because 99% of social media is what we want people to see,
Very fake.
right? It's not real, right? So the relationships that you form, the personal, like, this is our first time meeting in person, right? So I've seen your social media and so forth,
Right.
but the relationships you form are going to take you much further than any rating you have,
Right.
any your hours. That's cool. That shows that you're qualified on paper. But are you somebody that I would enjoy in my company? Are you somebody I would join my flying with? And then who can vouch for you, right? So I have friends pretty much in every airline, right? When it's time for me to get to that point, I'm going to rely on them relationships because they know me personally when I take the uniform off.
Right.
They know that I'm going to pour into other people, be a good helpmate and teammate, crewmate, and so forth. And that's how you get into those rooms that you can't otherwise.
Mm.
So yeah, those relationships are priceless.
I definitely agree with that. Relationships really can put you in rooms that just being book smart will never ever do that for you.
Absolutely. People don't, I be in rooms with doctors, they don't even know I got an associate's degree,
Right.
right? But I just go in there like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah. People love a fun personality.
Yeah, I don't have all the high degrees and they probably make way more than me, but it's how you carry yourself.
It is.
Yeah, that's really what it is. Like, you belong there and they're no different from you.
Yeah.
It's just they went a different path,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about your coloring book.
Absolutely.
So he dropped a coloring book last year.
Yeah.
So explain to me, why did you want to do this?
It's funny because it hinged on my first failure in aviation.
Mm.
That's where it came from. People
Okay.
like, I never thought, just like I never thought about being a pilot. Never in my wildest dreams I thought about creating a book, being an author or anything like that, or it taking off the way that it has.
Yeah.
So 2024, I told you, was my rough year, personally, professionally. So this when I was in the airlines, and the way it works, and this is what people don't tell you, right? So they say, oh yeah, you go there with a good attitude, you work hard, you'll make it. That's partly true, right? There are certain nuances, there are certain language, there are certain things also that you have to do that I was unaware of, right? So in 2024, 2024, that's when I had my training contract terminated. My first time ever not succeeding in aviation since 1998. Like, in the
Right.
military, I rose through the ranks, did all this amazing stuff, got out flight school, never had a check ride failure. I'm blazing through flight school. When I get to the airlines, though, it kind of changed on me for various reasons, neither here nor there. But when I got that learning lesson and got set back, I said, okay, God, what am I supposed to be doing?
Right.
Like, it wasn't my time to be there right now, and that's fine. So what should I be doing? But I was continuously getting awards in the community and recognition from Congress, all this stuff. I say, but I want to do something else for young people. When I go to these elementary schools, they get excited to see me. We have fun, but I don't have anything to leave them. So that's when I said, I want to create a book. My degree is in computer information systems. So I'm really good with computers. I'm good with AI. I'm good with all this stuff. And I said, okay. I just started getting on the computer, working with different programs. And when I learned how to do the animations or the illustrations myself, I literally said, there are 25 other jobs in aviation. People see me as the pilot,
Yeah.
but it's so many people behind the scene that deserve recognition.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put them in the book. And that's what I did. So I created the book. Every other picture is a man or a woman. So it's equal number of pictures, equal representation. This one is pretty specific. It came out during Black History Month. So everyone in there is, if you look inside of afros, braids, dreads.
I love that.
You're gonna see somebody that looks like somebody in your family.
Right.
During all the different jobs. So we have pictures of it, but we also have a definition at the bottom of what the job is, the career, so that young people can see it They can see themselves doing it, and then they know what it is. We talk about the phonetic alphabet. Yeah, yeah.
This used to be me, guys.
I'm telling you, I used to do that too.
You used to do that
Yeah,
too?
for Millionaire. I used to work in Millionaires around.
Oh,
Right.
really? This was like the hardest job of my life.
It's serious.
It gets real serious.
It's serious. So yeah. So that's what the book is about. And like I say, it's just really highlighting all the other people besides pilots that deserve that recognition, because I wouldn't be able to do what I do without the people behind the scenes. And we want people to know that those careers are available.
Okay.
Yeah.
So going back to 2024 though,
Mhm.
what were you experiencing in the airlines versus what was happening 1998 up until that year,
It's
2024?
that's a great question, great phrasing of the question as well. So what a lot of people don't realize either, I went to a big 141 school.
Mhm.
Great school, great training. I was the only African American in the school, similar to you. We had a few hundred people there. I was the only black person, but I had never flew with anybody that wasn't black or minority, right? So I had a very different training experience.
Mhm.
My first instructor was a guy named Dylan Lane, super smart guy. He was there for probably a week or two before he went to Endeavor, I believe. But after him, and he gave me a little bit of foundation. But after him, I had Alan Norton, who's African American, got me through my private, signed me off.
Lucky.
No check ride failure, no
Yeah.
failures, no stage check failures, no nothing. So for my instrument, I had an Indian guy, his skin color same as mine, minority. Same thing. So I would do my check rides with white males,
Mhm.
right? Blaze through them. So 95% of my flying was with somebody that was my own skin color while I was in this Part 141, which is unheard of.
Yeah.
It is unheard of. So when I did my multi, it was also with a guy named Raj, Indian, same color, and we're getting along great. We having these long flights. They're trying, hey, can I do this, and we're having great conversations. So I'm comfortable in the plane, and then they're getting me ready for my check rides, blazing through the check rides. Got through all of my training, again, no failures whatsoever, no setbacks. When I got to the airline, it was my first time flying with somebody that didn't look like me a majority of the time. So we had some communication breakdowns, and people say, oh, you know how to fly. It shouldn't matter what the other person, in theory. But in reality, communication is important. And there was just one time specifically, I remember I would dread going to the simulators because he was older. He had 5 type ratings. This is my first time trying it. So I reach over, we have call outs we do, we have flows we do. We're supposed to be working as a team. I did the correct thing doing this particular maneuver, and he pushed my hand away, right? And I'm just like, So he didn't have faith in me, and he was incorrect. So the instructor actually stopped the sim and reprimanded him, so to speak. But outside the sim, we were okay. But inside, he just didn't trust that I knew what I was doing.
Right.
So I didn't have a beard. I looked much younger. I'd been in aviation since 98. He didn't know that. So it just made for a very tense situation. I didn't enjoy flying. Everything that I enjoyed doing up until I got to the airlines, it got flipped on its head.
Yeah.
So it was hard doing that part. Then my grandmother was sick. And they say, yeah, you don't want to make excuses, but those were the times where it was just a lot going on. But I learned from it. Like, it was good training. I learned a lot. I really did. And I said, God just didn't have it in the cards right then. So I had to step back, reevaluate. That's when the book came out, the TED Talk came, multiple speaking opportunities and so forth. But that was my path. So I couldn't compare all my friends who are in the airlines now. My time will come. It's not even a question. It just wasn't right then.
Right
So yeah.
then.
So that was my experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like you have to find the right instructor when someone's like teaching you,
Oh, yeah.
because that really can make or break your flight training a lot of
100%.
times.
100%.
Because I know people that love their instructors, and it built them up so much to have so much confidence that they're completely flourishing. And then I know people that dread getting to plane with their instructors, and they hate it. They're second guessing if aviation even is something for them. Maybe they shouldn't even went down that road. I mean, I've experienced that personally as well.
Yeah.
So how important is it to find a good instructor for yourself?
Well, I think coming in knowing that the instructor works for you,
Mhm.
right? So we have this, especially us, right? We
Yeah.
feel like, oh, we're going to flight school. They know more than us. We should just go with the flow. Everybody's going through this. That's not how it
No, it's
works.
not.
Hey, man, you're not giving me what I need.
Yeah.
I'm paying you money, especially if I went and got a loan or paying out of pocket. This isn't working. Thank you. I'm gonna try somewhere. And you're
Yep.
absolutely fine with doing that. You know,
Right.
some people say, oh, you should just get 1 or 2 instructors or whatever the case may be. Yeah, that worked for you. Again, for me, if I'm not, they got this acronym called CUS, right?
Mhm.
I have a concern, or I'm uncomfortable, or I'm not safe, right? If any of those 3 are present during your primary training, like, you're not gonna feel good about going forward,
Yeah, you're
right?
not.
As you said, dreading getting into the airplane. You're thousands of feet in the sky. You should not be dreading being up there,
Right.
right?
You better be in your right
You
mind.
gotta be about right. My spirit needs to be right. I should be
Yeah.
feeling like, I'm not saying everything has to be friendly and playing, but you should not be dreading being in the plane because you're not gonna learn anything. Your mind is already blocked off.
It's already blocked
You're
out.
ready to get on the ground. Like, okay, I can't wait to get this over with.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So, and that's just not a good feeling. And I've been there before, you know, but it's when I was flying with people who were not my primary instructor. It's like, this just something
Something
just doesn't
feels
feel
off.
off, right? But again, they work for you. So if you're not comfortable, if you're not getting what you need, I would tell anybody that's in flight training, do not be afraid to stick up for yourself or say, hey, look, this is just not working, or talk to the chief pilot or somebody.
Mm.
You know, I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not getting what I need. What are my other options? And if that school can't get it for you, okay, I'm going to find somebody that
Definitely.
can. You know, so it's just a matter of, you know, standing your ground, sticking up for yourself, and understanding all these other people are doing it. They're no better than you.
Right.
They just had a different instructor and a different timing or aircraft. So you can do it. It's just you finding your own path. That's all.
I definitely agree with that. What do you say to a student that is looking for a school? How can they sift through all these different flight schools and find the right one
Yeah.
for them?
Well, flight school is going to tell you what you want to hear, right?
Yeah.
They're going to tell you everything you want to hear to
You have
get
all the
you.
planes.
Yeah, we got the best instructors, you know,
Yeah.
so forth, but that's their job. It's a business. Um, Due diligence, and you're going to know. I heard of, and I can't really name flight schools, you know, promote certain flight schools, but I've heard good stuff about some Part 61s here in Houston, and it's how they treat you. Not only when they're trying to bring you in, but while you're there flying, do they treat you like a person? Or do they just treat you like a payment?
Right.
That matters. Um, and also the aircraft, the maintenance on the aircraft, and how open they are about showing you the logbooks and so forth like that. Those things are important, and I had to learn that afterwards as well. But when I'm first starting out, if I was a student pilot again, it's where do I feel comfortable? Where do I feel welcomed? Not where I feel tolerated. When I walk in, is it, hey, how are you? We're happy to see you. You know what? That matters. If you're happy to see me, okay, let me go enjoy this flight today, you know. And it starts from the moment you walk into the building, especially if I'm spending my own money.
Right, exactly. I definitely agree with that because that's what gets really stressful for people. They're trying to figure out what flight school is perfect for them. And then once they get in the school, they're trying to figure out which CFI is perfect for them because it's not like when I got into flight training, I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be how it was when I was in high school or college. You're trusting, putting all your trust into your teacher and professor to teach you the right way. But I feel like flight training is standardized, but it's not at the same time because you'll have a CFI that's teaching you something, and then you'll fly with another CFI, and he's teaching you something completely different.
You're absolutely correct. Techniques, right?
Yeah.
So we do have what they call like the ACS, used to be the PTS, but basically there is a standard that the FAA provides. Now, how you achieve that standard is based on the CFI and the school.
Right.
And the better flight instructors have better interpersonal skills. They have better conversation and communication skills. And one of the things they teach you is, okay, if your student is struggling, let's figure out what the problem is. Did they eat yesterday? Do they have problems going on at home? Are they fearful of flying? And it's my responsibility as the instructor to address that to make it better for you. It's not on you to, in the military, yeah. Hey man, get it together. This isn't the military though. Flight school is, it's a dangerous industry,
Mm.
especially what we're doing. But the instructor has the responsibility to ensure you as the student are comfortable and ready to learn. And so if not, they shouldn't be going up with you, right? But it's a balance between you um, not feeling pressured. Like you don't have to go to a school. If it don't work out, it doesn't work out.
Mm.
You know, um, and sometimes people spend quite a lot of money before they figure that out. But it's a life lesson.
Mm. Well, I have a few questions that were sent to me.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the first one. This is called the Ask a Pilot segment.
Okay.
So this is pertaining to being a father.
Okay.
Pilots that are fathers, how do you balance the work life with your family? I am 19 and currently in flight school. I absolutely love it, and it's definitely what I want to spend the rest of my life doing. That being said, I understand it's not the ideal occupation to raise a family in. Maybe I'm looking into it too much, but I do want to eventually grow a family one day. Do you guys have any tips on being a good husband and father as a pilot? Thanks in advance.
Priorities.
Mhm.
Make the family the priority.
Yeah.
Right. There's a guy I know, couple phenomenal fathers. I know a lot of them, but the first two that I think about is Kenny Thomas and Kenyatta Ruffin. One is at American, both captains, Legacy Flight Academy, and I know a lot of great fathers, but they prioritize their family. Right. This flying thing, we got to stop at 65.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That's a hard cutoff. Your family's going to be there after that. Right. So you don't want to um, put them on the back burner, right? Especially if you have young kids. So what does that look like? I'm not going to pick up extra trips. The money's good,
Mhm.
but after so much, it's like, all right, I need to be there for this time that my young kids won't get back, anniversaries and so forth. And I think for me, being a pilot is phenomenal. You get views that nobody else will ever see. That's not a pilot. You get to go places many people will never go. But prioritizing, whether it's a wife, kids, mother, grandmother, and then allow them to come to work with you. Like I
Mhm.
bring my son to me, whether I'm doing a speaking engagement, I take him flying so he can see, and then I let him decide whether or not he want to continue going. But expose him to it. Don't keep him blocked off. Share your world with them. Oh, dad is going to do X, Y, Z. And then they can say, you know what, dad, you go ahead. I'm going to sit back this time. They may not take to it. My
Yeah.
kids didn't take to flying, but
Really?
they've been exposed to it since they've been born,
Right.
right? So they can't say, "Oh, dad chose flying over me."
Mhm.
It was, he took us to it, but who cares about the Blue Angels? I want to go play basketball.
You right.
Oh, bruh,
Yeah.
dad is kind of important right now, right? So, yeah, but it's you just give them that exposure and let them decide. But the number one answer to me is just prioritize family over any flying, over any trips and all that, and then the answers will come to you on how you keep that balance.
Okay, okay. That's something I have to think about too. I don't have any children right now, but I eventually want to be a pilot. I want to be an entrepreneur. I have all of these goals,
Yeah.
but I have to think about having the perfect work life balance as well. Like I don't want to be I listened to Emma Grady. I forgot how to pronounce her last name, but she says she only gives her children 3 hours max of playtime on the weekends,
You know?
and she's like a core memory mom.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if that works for them, but my kid, like I've literally put off a day's worth of work to spend time with kids.
Mm.
Absolutely. That work's gonna be there,
Yeah.
and that, if it's money involved, if they want me to come, they're gonna pay it. If they don't want me to come, they'll find somebody else. But
Right.
this time to go see my sons play basketball or me go play basketball with them, I probably won't get that again. Right. And they're gonna remember that too.
They are.
So yeah, I couldn't possibly saying you got 3 hours. If that works for them, that's great. But for me personally, nah. My-
She was basically saying, "Your kids can entertain themselves. You don't have to, like, constantly entertain them all day." especially when they're little. I don't know. I don't have children, so
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I'm a present father. I couldn't imagine cutting them off. Oh, okay, it's 6 o'clock.
yeah.
That's
Go on your iPad.
yeah. No, it just doesn't work like that in my world. But like I said, if it works for her, I guess that's a good thing. But for me and mine, there's no time limit. It's if we got to play until they get sleepy, then I go work afterwards, and I'll do that. That's not a problem. They didn't ask to be here, so
Exactly, exactly. And the way these kids set up now, they will cut their parents off.
they will.
It's like an epidemic now.
And I'm trying not to get cut off. Right?
Yeah, I think about that a lot. I'm like, I don't want to be the mom that get cut off.
Cut off, right? Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
they ruthless nowadays.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, here's another one. Switching careers. Hello, everyone. I'm looking for advice. I have decided at the young age of 30 in a corporate job to swap into a career that I should have done a long time ago. I always wanted to be a pilot, but never committed and never started. The problem is, I'm seeing how expensive it is. I have only been doing research for the better part of 2 days. I just want to ask if any of these options are viable and cost effective. Option one, take out a big loan, take the accelerated program, and hope to get a decent job, if not an airline job, right after the program. Option two, do all the basics, get 250 hours, and then get a job as a banner tower or pipeline inspector and build my hours that way. Option three, do all the base licenses at a local school, then move into an accelerated program to lower the cost. Or option four, give up since I don't have anywhere near that much money if I give up on my corporate job to dedicate the time to lessons and flights.
Hmm. Very interesting. I would definitely say never give up.
Mm-hmm.
30 is young. It's not as old as people think. We don't want to compare ourselves to other people. Again, on Instagram, oh, the 17-year-old who's
Yeah.
the youngest pilot in the world now. Don't compare yourself to that. Like, that is the out of reach. So that got you thinking at 30, like, am I?
Right.
Yeah, you're not behind the eight ball like that. The average pilot age is like 40 something, right? So, and you got till 65.
Yeah.
So running your own race. So I would definitely say not give up. If you have a corporate job, you don't want to necessarily give away all your income per se. I would never tell anybody stop making money and go to flight school. Get $200,000 worth of debt. I wouldn't advise that.
Where was you at last year? Where was you at last year?
I was around, yeah. I probably stopped being an introvert. So that's funny. It's funny though, because it's been on my mind, like, how do I get this information out to the public? This is my first time sharing it like this.
Really?
This
Okay.
space. Yeah. But I would definitely not advise that. And scholarships.
Okay.
People don't, it's so many scholarships that go unnoticed or unapplied for. Like, even though the government paid for my training, I still probably got another $20,000 in scholarships.
Really?
That was just for me to live off of.
I feel like people don't believe in scholarships. They feel like it's a waste of time. I got to do an essay, or I got to be involved in this program and pay monthly dues to this one so I can get a scholarship.
You're not going to win every one, but what else are you doing? Like, I can sit down and then the way you win scholarships is don't say the same thing everybody's just saying. Like, how do you differentiate yourself? Yeah, I'm afraid of heights, but I'm going to accomplish this. So if I'm reading a scholarship letter, how am I going to separate myself from anybody else that's applying?
Yeah.
So I've had so many hurdles and obstacles growing up as a young person, growing up in Fifth Ward with all the drugs and the crack epidemic and so forth. And all of the people I went to school with in elementary, 95% of them are passed away or incarcerated, right? So those are the stories I tell when it was time for me to get a scholarship. And I let them know the money that you invest in me will be, the ROI on it is going to be tenfold, So applying for scholarships is the way. It's like, what do you got to lose? And then once you get the hang of it, okay, your likelihood of winning. And then it also has to do with relationships too. So get to know who's on that board, who's helping decide, introduce yourself. So it's a way to do it, but I always say, don't overlook scholarships. It can help out a lot.
So, okay. So they'll apply for scholarships and say they get like a $20,000 scholarship, they still probably need a little bit more money. Would you advise them to go and get a loan?
As the absolute last case scenario.
Last case scenario.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolute last case.
Mm.
And I'm only saying that because, and I'm just thinking present day right now, right? Inflation up, the economy is not in the best shape. Do I believe it'll get better? At some point, but I don't know when that's going to happen. Nobody really knows. But if I go take out a $100,000 loan today, that's going to hurt because you still got to go through flight training. When you go become a CFI, you're going to make, what, $30 an hour?
Yeah.
So you're not going to be paying that loan back for a while before you make it to the airlines. So that's a huge undertaking to take out a loan that big. But if you have the means and you have the time to go and properly apply it to training, when you got a goal, sometimes you have to sacrifice. And
Yeah.
that's some of the sacrifices that people are willing to make.
Mm.
But again, we all just have our own path to get to where we're trying to get to, But some people have $200,000 loans out.
I know some
Easily.
people like that.
Yeah. And they're not at the airlines right now.
They're not.
So they're like, oh, what did I do? Right? But if you want it bad enough, nothing's going to stop you from getting there anyway.
Right.
So it's just having the knowledge and making the right decisions. Even if you made some bad decisions before, all right, I learned from that. This is where I'm at. How do I move forward? That's really how that works.
Okay. How do you move forward after making numerous bad decisions? Does that do something to your psyche? Like, I've been a screw up this whole time,
Yeah. Yeah.
and now I'm trying to get my life together.
The first thing you do is give yourself grace.
Mm.
You have to. Like, it's only you. You're in your own way. Like, it's so many people that assume the people that we see are doing it the right. You got to give yourself grace.
Okay.
They're making so many mistakes. You just don't know about it, right?
Right. Yeah.
So when you give yourself grace, you take that deep breath. Say, okay, this. You just have to pivot, knowing that those mistakes don't define what's coming, right? So same thing with me. When I went to the airlines, I just knew, okay, next thing I'm flying a space shuttle next to Victor Glover, right? I'm thinking that's my trajectory. Nah, bro, come back. So I have to give myself grace and give myself time to heal from that, because if I don't, it's like I'm keep running into a brick wall, trying to do something it's not time yet.
Yeah.
So when I give myself grace, find something else to do, like I did with the book. This is gonna keep me in aviation, help me catch my breath, then I'm gonna jump back in.
I love that.
I'm not quitting, but this is gonna be the pace that I go at now. I just had to go around this way. I'm still gonna get there. I'm just not getting there with everyone else, right? So I have to know that internally. But just start with giving yourself grace and understanding nobody has it all figured out. I don't care what they say. Like, they'll say that in front of the camera because they feel like they're supposed to, but nobody wants to be vulnerable and say, hey, yeah, man, I failed XYZ. Here are the steps to get there, right? So I feel like if you've made the mistakes, it just starts internally just saying, look, okay, this is what I learned from it. But it's people I know got 6, 7 check ride failures and they're flying jets. So if they can do it, no reason why I can't, right? Or you can't, And I'll say this in closing, right? I've flown with a lot of men. Hands down, the women, especially the Black women that I've flown with, are some of the best pilots I've ever flown with. Hands down. I say that when I go to the schools and everybody's just so shocked, right? It's because we have egos as men. The guy that pushed my hand away in the airline, like, bro, you're never supposed to do that. But because you think you're so much better than me, for whatever reason, that prompted you to push me away or whatever. But when I'm flying with women, that ego doesn't exist in the flight deck, right? So whenever I talk to young ladies, especially when I can tell that they're not really into aviation or they don't see a woman pilot next to me, I let them know explicitly everything I'm doing, including yourself, like, you can do this and more. There's nothing special about me, right? Especially when it comes to Black women who I've seen are super successful in this space. It's just the exposure, the access, and the mentorship, right? But just run your own race. Don't rush it. It's going to happen when it's supposed to.
Okay. Well, I was gonna ask you for some inspirational words, but you did it already.
It just came out.
Yes.
It just came out,
So the spirit was talking to him.
yeah,
But
so.
I just wanna thank you for coming here. Thank you for taking your time out. Also, happy belated birthday as well. I don't know if I said that in the beginning. Um, Thank you guys for watching this podcast. It will be on all platforms: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TikTok, Facebook, MySpace. Not MySpace, but it's called Soar with Avante Marie. And thank you guys for watching and listening. Kenneth Morris.
Thank you.